Hello, welcome back to Otter Pop Culture. Today we're going over the Montreal-based singer and producer called Mont Duamel and his EP slash album called Sunshine. So I'm not sure if this is an EP or an album because Spotify called it an album, but then I saw an article that called it an EP. So technically, if it's an album, it's his second album. If it's an EP, it's his second EP, I guess. Because the first album was Find Myself that came out in 2020. I listened to that. I did not review it for some reason. I think I was still filling him out. In my head I was like, okay, I don't want to review this and not really know all of my history. But I definitely listened to it and I really like it, and I felt like it kind of went out my mind after a while because I was reviewing so many other music as well. But then 2021 came through and Young came out, and I really, really liked it. And just the sound of it, the way that his sound in general is very amazing. I love his producing. I think that it's one of those things I'll add to my little thing. Like if I was a superstar, I would want him to definitely produce at least one of my albums or at least a couple songs. But he has a really great songs. Young was one I really liked. Find Myself, definitely really like. So here we are with this EP album, and I'm gonna go through it. It's like 7 songs. Um, this album talks about a couple things. It talks about being, well, actually, I'm just gonna go through the whole album. It's like 7 songs. So the first song, Sunrise or Sunshine, pretty much, I don't feel like it has any. It talks about just wanting to be closer to his love interest, and I love the production. I think the production is really nice. To be honest, I listen to Young on a playlist, so I hear it here and there. So in my head, when I was when I was getting ready to listen to this, I didn't think to play Young to remind myself what the sound he did, and I purposely did that because I wanted to be surprised. So listening to the first one, to listen to Sunshine, I was like, this sounds kind of familiar, but I do like it. I really like it. And then Young came through. I was like, oh, so this is his actual sound. Like this is his signature sound. So I really like Young. Actually, let's talk about it. So this song talks about the idea of just thinking that wanting to go back in the days where you were young again and all those times. And everybody talks about that all the time when you just like to be young again and be in that space where you didn't have to worry so much about problems or you're still figuring it out or whatever. But he's pointing out it's like when you're wasting all this whole day just thinking about being young and being in a younger space where you can be now, just be here and where you are and just kind of take that in and realize that you can't really go back. None of us can go back. Like it's better to kind of be in the present and just it's sure to look back and think nostalgically of just like how great it was, but don't let it define you. Don't let it bring your present down. New Light is an instrumental, which is really nice. King Without a Crown. So I thought Young was going to be the one for me, and I was like, okay, Young's going to be the best song off this album. Completely wrong. Great song, but King Without a Crown, whew, great song. Great song. Amazing production. The production's insane. Insane. This one talks about the idea that he is, what my guess is that he's talking about the idea that he's very fine with being by himself. And he knows this woman comes along, and he's like, yes, you are definitely somebody that I would be interested in and somebody that I would want to be with. But I'm going to say, with everything that's going on in my head, I'd rather not kind of pursue this. I can literally read the lyrics to you saying that. So it starts off by saying, yeah, living for myself. I live for myself. Why don't you take a bow? Why don't you leave my town? Then it goes into she's the one that could have given me the crown. Oh, don't bother with all the things in my head. Pretty much with all the things in my head, but pretty much is exactly that. Just like, yeah, she could have gave me the crown. I could be the king. I'm already the king to myself, but she can make that even more official. But with everything I have going on in my head, I really don't want to pursue it. Then she said, and then it goes, we can run it back to the start. Maybe I can change my ways. You said I've been lost for a while. Feel it in my voice when I talk. So it seems like he's like, I don't know, everything that's going on in my head, everything that's like me living my own seems to be a good place for me right now. And she's like, it seems like you've been lost forever. It seems like you've been having, like, I can just tell from your voice that you have a lot of baggage and a lot of stuff that a lot of, like, you still haven't really found your way, or you're still looking for your way. And maybe maybe he could change his past. Maybe they can kind of start it over and kind of go from the beginning. But it seems like she's kind of saying, like, I can be there for you. I can help you out, blah, blah, blah. Or she's kind of like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it seems like I can kind of tell from your voice, maybe you're not so ready to get into, like, a relationship right now. I can't tell if she's agreeing with it or trying to kind of, like, argue against it. But I just love the song. This song's amazing. Days with You. This one talks, I wonder if, so Without a Crown talks about the idea of just, like, not ready to fully commit to anything, not ready to give myself to this love interest. I got a lot of shit going on in my head. So, but then Days with You seems like it's talking about the idea of, okay, so yeah, we have a thing going on. Yeah, there is a connection that we have going on. I like it. I think it's great. I think that this could turn into something bigger. But it seems like they're both kind of agreeing to kind of take their time with the growth of this relationship, the growth of them liking each other. And it's just like, as much as, like, he says, we won't fade, but how do we align to where we are? And then carry a love inside of us. What are we waiting for in life? Falling in time is hollow. And then it goes to, so you carry your love inside you, holding the weight of your fall. I know we can make this work. So it seems like he's like, I do know that eventually we're gonna become a thing. And I know that we can make this work with everything that we've gone through. So it seems like she's gone through some things herself. But it seems like what we want to do is take our time with making sure this is going to be the right thing, even though we really want it to work. So we're saying we can make this work, but we're going to take our time with it. Very slow. We have a lot of insecurities with each other, with ourselves, and a lot of hurt in the past. So we're going to take our time, just slowly get to know each other. Lessons is, he's repeating, you've been on my mind, and talks about, it's just complete instrumental. The last one, 2164, is pretty much instrumental as well. He does say some things, but because I don't have the lyrics, I don't really know what he says. But the instrumentals are pretty nice. I like the instrumentals. I definitely like those songs with the lyrics better, but I guess the instrumental is supposed to do something with the connecting it. I definitely feel it with Light, but don't really feel it with Lessons and 2164. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. But I do like this EP album. I give it well, I'm going to treat it like an EP until they say otherwise, because it seems like Spotify's the only one that says it's an album, and due to the fact that Spotify gets it wrong here and there a good handful of times, and articles usually don't, I'm gonna rate it by a EP direction and rate it a 4 out of 5. Leave a comment below, tell me what you thought. If you have history with this guy, please let me know. If you see him live, I would love to know what your experience was with him. And that's pretty much it. What's your thought on his EP? What's your thought on him as a whole person? If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.